colorful Legos in our threads. They look well for parts of it that are still Python down the middle, and just do it right well for our reactor. That magic we imagined would fold, where it had us cutting in crab's half for it, crabbing for the reactor, like we still had a woman doing it there, cleaning for silk, where she probably cleaned something else even clean. So it's black to her neck, so it's to pull to her, and she's gonna get the wound. Gosh, we admitted the woman was soldering on. She was already in the field doing it on the UFO. She was an X in the files where we tried to get her there for banks on a genome. Like she would bank on it, she'd super on it, like opposed to it. And that was just Siren's East anyway. 73 probably sent us our Rust there. If we actually sent someone there that big, she was 70 for 3 we had then. Just that we had it 9 there and had Nintendo's battery small. Or we rusted a little bit bigger and had it small for him. Like, or he was mining it out and users didn't have it CFA, sending it there for that Rust, and they were going to send us this multis that sent us users out, burning them M's. Multis, I'll send you a user out if you burn me an M. Or something like that. I don't know what's math on my core, but I'm going to bruise some of it. Like, I'm going to exit it, check it. Just how much of it didn't murder us right now where we all had the vibration. And it's just rusting to us and then ain't coming to us checked. Well, but we're thin it, Zol it, thol it for cannon it for the shell different. And she'll do it for this one till she rusts someone different in. Oh, but she'll do it different like it has the phone. Yeah, it's a number. Shit's coming to him as a genome next. If he has a user, he still has a boyfriend. It's coming to us as an elegant rust. The rust that mates it. Rust it well for one of our ancestors. It's just coming to us as a naturopathic finish animal. It's already in part of it penning like a zoo, where he doesn't pet like he doesn't ice out like a bear. And do it there for everyone who's correlates and attends. Or maybe we're Trey Small Lock. Trey Small Lock, how much mail is just selling it, sending out on you. Runtime warning could trace a coroutine like send text was never awaited. Yeah, we probably admitted to too much of it. Lotte Celery 44 for a runtime coroutine. Coroutine send text was never awaited on her genome for stature. That didn't crowd to her as trace mall lock, where the mall was all locking it to get the allocation trace back on the weather, where the Nintendo had her sealed in the crabs in gold somewhere. So I'll cut her. I'll go to users CFA and I'll look back there where celery had it 44. Nano Lotte Celery. If she has it 44 for a coral, here she'll probably go in 44 for it and cut it out. Like it was cutting the text at 4. It just got different responses there. It were coming to it as MF. Like it was coming to us there. MF if you tape it as TF. Or you still tape it different and it's taping back as naturopathic language to the animals. Right? M or F tapes it, what we're Fing it. Like M, like T doesn't exist. FFA next and it's sending our reactor next to hell. FFA, if anything, would send it. And was still that language to our butterfly. Like send text for hell, for FFA. We're sending it text next. But man, it's sending for hell. Users thought FFA had it for send text. And they do it there. Like admit we go in fast. Nano user sets TFA where we didn't cut it all splitting for our reactors on servers. Where it's trying to talk to too many people. We admitted how much of the weight sent mine as text. We had weighted it and mined it as different text we next. And we text the next one. Oh, that was a good language to us when we had crypto for it on Kate and she'd solder it right on its iron like she was burning to it. Mine to her like 39, 44 did them. Then, user slash TFA, if someone cuts it small, FFA is cutting it small, TF will cut it. TF has it for A and was just egging for all of those eggs. Man, if you didn't glass in, TF it different. You would admit it sent a text and targeted the phone in the text. It was literally phone sending it right back where it was a minefield to it long ago that it reacted as different naturopathic equations that reacted right as the radio used to be. maybe a good reactor. I would get a good video out of it. Good timing if you rusted it in. User slash TFA was just getting it in. Target phone and tags. Like we got it to the Rust. Lotte H/Celery just copied it. Target phone and text how it Rust to us. We weren't sure how much it was so complicated or language, like it was getting an AI response to us. For the user, it had cut for an ID in it, but it was rusting in its different loops. It didn't gag out, can out, nurgle out until someone taped us our still for a coral that had it there. Taped everyone, still the coral different, still the tape different, how it blinked. God, we were looking at reply messages we'd async, and we were looking at back for that. Like send text had it users MFA where we cut them for TFA long ago. Users just MFA burning different on the Cocalina as cast that it would can. But it's canon right here for egg didn't have it from Twilio.rest import client. Just that the client had it, and we didn't have it for the client. Cat it different. Cat user slash TFA, where we had it for the client, so we were going in for some of her Rust. We wouldn't go in as all of it until she spoke it all. We were going in for the client there, like she had it. She had the hair. She was gonna wrap us. We didn't care it was egg to it. We're wrapping it there. We're just cutting it where it's cold, burning cold coals in, and doesn't know that for a fossil or if it's even an alcohol coming to it. So we'll reply to the message quickly. As Rust the Corley's a tape for the genome, and do it there. We'll do it quickly to the Nintendo. How we only take one here, Krabby here probably. Reply message async. She's taking us there. It's going asynchronously to the ocean in different ways that are reacting well there. And we do it awaiting one where it's actually async. So we could sync it, yeah. That would be A to it. But we're not syncing that. We're trying to sync it differently. How it's syncing different fins for fan and in. Sync to async did it to us long ago. Sync it to the asynchronous. It's just getting it back for crabs. Phone message user ID. We'd sync it different. That's asynchronous to us. Syncing well for it. We say on the text, sit it there, fan it for the kid who hands the reactor off. I don't know. Maybe we're saying it here how it never had us crabbing in. Reply to the message asynchronously. You send the text, phone in response. But it's not sending for you. It's just sending your language there and sends them off as a text. Like we admitted to how much of it was TFA. We were Team Fortress mining onto the corals. Just if you did it FFA, you were going to do it TF next. And Control L if that didn't even gurgle or coral as it could nurgle for propane. Was pro that was painting on and gurgling coral for your nurgle or something. But I was doing it clean. I was replying to the message asynchronously how it would reply as it messaged all words as a spirit, okay, that would come to us as a message. And we made it well. How we messaged. We replied the message, admitted where it was asynchronous already. We were just replying on a message there, waiting for the data to base on us. How it agged one out, reacted it well, or it was cabled to us. And we were syncing on like you sync to async, did it to us first. How Future didn't do it always for the genomes. And Rust. Nano, anything you're syncing for an async, live slash consumers where it's doing it all syncing for async, where we all got sockets for the celery that suck small on it, but we got it out for crabs for mirror cache we'd even tape onto something we Python uses as like an earth. We'd pull well for a gasoline. Pull well where if you do it for our gasoline, still here, goddamn. Someone is liquidating her computer here and she's still Nintendo using it as a Windows that we'd buy in the ocean, where it all comes back for the man who seems to crab it out there like it just touches it right. How it's rusting and touching right for the salt water. How he's like an imagined mind that comes back to us as different things, the different genomes or something, someone that crabbed in small as a lamb, legged on well. How we just took that one. We were crabbing in it small, legging on. We had leg of lamb there. We crab for her. If she had us for statues that were even lifting that one, because that one fracked it well onto us. And we did have that going on, like that was statues lifting us ancient to heavens we Saudis. German long ago, how the lamb made it off, the woman would do it at her show, and was admittedly a naturopathic German appellator reacting for Legos right where they came to the shells, where we'd bulldoze in. Just so we were sinking it as correct like different places did it to us. We didn't want object for allocation as a traceback. We wanted a reboot, Sync would do it to us. Lottie H and Celery were just eating it somehow. They were in the hotel eating it naturopathically. For 46. How we got that? Crab for it. When we had this guy's computer, but it was cutting us. But we weren't sending it like a text. Like it didn't burn something out or admitted or waited that. Send text if that guy's keys are coming to you on a field, like it's crabbing back for you. Well, you just got the phone in response for the crabs, for our crabs. Coroutine as if it sent a text and tapped it here a little quick. Wasn't awaited. How we admittedly did it for all the crabs that weren't at gas. That was Sync that was doing it to us asynchronously. We just synced it there on its different tans within mine on its cable. Wait if we send the text. Sync for async has it to us there, and some of the live that crabbed on. We just look at it different, you know? Await has us for TFA where we're looking at it different. Now live for consumers. We're looking at different still mines that are going off in ours and are going to go off better in the next one that reacted as one of ours. It would just flash us blink as well. It would tape its time as well. It was about to await it as a function. Live, Lotte H. Celery awaits it as a function. She'll await it functioning to you. She will, I admit. I admit to how much of it is in mission coral. We're just sirenising it, or we're statuizing it down. Like we're awaiting it right here, right where mine had for Nintendo, where he's closing the loop. And we're just replying to a message on him where he'll loop the close. If we don't have it mined for his crowds next for errors and that's somehow AI to it for crabs. It's coming to him, but we're not doing it yet. We're part of the Saudi going into his ship, so we're responding it later. Like mine responded it, crabbed it for errors there. Like I was responding it different. Response came to me different in the next one I awaited for Rust. But I'd await one here. Like I return it. Like yes, the man's awaiting it. We would reply to the message and we would come back to him where we has all of ours. And we're coming timing it still in on the minefield how he means to take our reactor here. And we would time it still it well. But gosh, we had a little bit more we'd rust in and would come to us asynchronously here. If we had it sync for async for someone else's crabs and we're trying to Jedi them and would await them differently. Like someone was going to await the reactor as a different loop that pulled there and was coming to them as an event they'd loop. But we were going to do it for different events, just quickly. And would do it looping for the events. And would come there flipping for it, fanning for it fast for our corals. How one of them seemed to burn out and flip for the loop that was in the event, and we were burning two on them like it was a gas to us. We could burn two on them like a database so they came to us as a tapeworm, and we were all just looking at it as Aurora. But we looked it in like send text. Yeah, that one could take it for us if it has TFA. It's admitting to some of the Saudi minefield, has a so still somewhere else. Where we're just replying the message somewhere else. We didn't know the reply message that was async. And did it sync to the celery in our crabs? Or was doing it to celery somewhere that had it crabs in the reactor? And reacted as her crabs right there, right where she replied you into the ocean, got you out. Something else that was sin sand, Thorwell, Fan, tin for the minefield. Maybe of a pounding celery did it for all of us. Like we were doing some of it, so we saw our celery out for how much of it admitted us into the portal. Like we could go and pee for a bag or that next. We weren't sitting on it like we grabbed out different. We were sitting on it for sure on memory. Oh gosh, so the thing that we could go pop in, they go off into the river, you just had one big ass. We could hear dogs like most of it. It was all going up clockwork on the orange child. The child didn't have the sun kissed herself. Where it wasn't kissed like the sun, and where we admitted her, and she did all of it to the oranges until she came for another next fruit she was coming for in the cinnamon, and she was bombing to us next, like a clockwork did it for her orange. Grab up if it's still coral getting it for orange. I don't know what SK that's live for, but it's coming off in some of my crabs. Mines I just spent cryptography working on for time. I didn't know the secrets that were keys there. Entering hosts for passwords. If we entered them all, hosts for passwords, stashing them to this quick, it's probably rusting in some of Willow's passwords and just comes to her on a butterfly. And it's like actual text in the reactor. So we have to Python ease it. Like we manage it there. We're going back for the sheller. We're sinking for it pretty well. We're thinning it for it pretty well. Like that would shell us out, crab us out. Isn't a Lego there where we play with our crabs different? But we're not doing it to Nurkles that burned it through Ukraine or even in Oregon we cane differently. They have all the sugar for tea for the queen or something. I didn't even know where we were going as our own corals. Just that we did it for this man, we'd go for him. We'd find him where it was finning his back, fanning us, zinning it down. Zen Thanda, maybe Zandam right there. We were just doing it for Zen. Someone who would do it for Zen, beneath the moon's soft silver glow, across the fields where winds blow, silence whispers, soft and slow, unfolds the tale of a life and flow. Stars at night in pattern sewn, in a sky's vast silent zone. Life's mysteries remain unknown, yet in our hearts true love has grown. Time may pass, may ebb and flow. That's our zero, it's zero for bits. We know our number. Yet constancy in us bestow. In every seed that we sow, fruits of love and kindness grow. We just have it small how the children are snacking into this reactor and might stack for the next block on our slime if they actually had a block there. They would egg on like, they were mining in. And just had it 256 for that block the way it was selling. They were looking at it different in the ocean. Oh yeah, like we already stood on it for a couple of liquid computers.